So I'm back to where I started really with this YouTube channel, and that is eCommuter bikes. And that bike behind me, that's a Specialized Vado SL. So Specialized concept store here in Gothenburg is having a demo day today. So I get to test a few commuter bikes. So let's give it a go with this one first. So this is the lightweight version of the Vado. It's called Vado SL. It's got the lightweight SL 1.1 motor, which produces 35 Newton meters of torque and 240 watts of peak and continuous power. And according to Specialized, it should provide with about 2 times the force that your legs can. And it's got disc brakes, of course, and all the necessary equipment that you need on a commuter bike, such as lights and a rack to put your luggage on. And the cockpit looks pretty clean. There are only a couple of buttons here, 4 actually, and there's a specialized new interface here as well. This system is really easy to use, should be like riding a normal bike according to Specialized. You only need to press the plus button to switch between different modes. So there's off naturally, and eco, trail and turbo. And it's got a nice SRAM GX drivetrain as well. I think it's 12 speed on this bike. The lights on this bike are integrated with the battery, which is really nice. Okay, that's enough talking. Let's go for a test ride. And one big plus with these low-powered e-bikes that maybe you don't really think about is that you will save your transmission. And another big plus with this motor is that it doesn't have any resistance over the cutoff limit at 25 kilometers per hour. So if you're going faster than 25 kilometers per hour, it behaves like a normal bike. Yep, doing some tests on some real rough roads. Maybe here's the limit for these tires, I think. So, great brakes. These are Tektro brakes. I know that they are easy to service because I have a couple of them myself. The shifts are real smooth. It's a SRAM GX drivetrain, which I've used many times. And matched together with this motor, it's a joy to shift. So overall, it's a very natural, simple and pleasant experience, this bike. And I think this is a bike that is very easy to live with. And since it's so light, it's easy to carry with you stairs and other places. So on to the next bike. So the next bike is a full-powered Vado. It's got a Bros motor at 90 Newton meters, or as Specialized wants me to say, it's got 4 times the power of your legs. And this bike has got a whole lot of extra features that the Vado SL doesn't have. It's got a suspended seat post, and it's got a RockShox Recon up there in the front. Looks like it's 100 millimeters, something like that. It's also got better brakes. These are the SRAM G2 brakes, replacing the older guide brakes. And one quite unique feature is that this bike has got a radar here in the back. And that radar can detect cars approaching from behind, and you will get a visual and audio warning from this control unit up here in the front. So this full-powered Vado is more like the equivalent of a SUV. It's a lot quicker to accelerate, but I think over the cutoff limit at 25 kilometers per hour, the Vado SL is actually faster because it is a lighter bike, and this bike has also got some wider tires. And I feel this seating position is a bit different than from the Vado SL. It's more of an upright position, it's more comfortable. So I think if you're out for comfort or if you live in a hilly area, this might be the bike for you. It seems like a more robust bike too, can handle some tougher terrain as well, perhaps some gravel roads even. And of course this bike weighs a whole lot more as well. It's not too heavy though, it's not cumbersome to move around, but it's definitely heavier than the Vado SL. And of course that adds to the comfort as well. So the unique feature with this bike is of course that radar facing rearwards. There's a whole lot of power coming from this motor, but that's a double-edged sword really. It's very comfortable. You can ride in just about any gear and still get some power down, but it does add some wear to the drivetrain. And you do need to set aside a budget for changing that cassette and that chain quite often. So to summarize this bike, it's a very comfortable bike. It's got unique safety features, of course, and it's probably great for someone who's living in hilly areas. This is the very last bike in the trio, and thank God for that, because it's getting very cold now. Sun has disappeared. So this bike has got the same motor as the Vado SL. It's got the 35 Nm motor, which doubles your power. The unique thing with this particular bike is over here, it's got a belt drive. It does come with a pannier rack in the rear, and it does have a unique rack in the front as well. And the unique selling point with this bike, I guess, is that it comes with a box full of candy. Okay, nice brushed aluminum looks on this bike too, but I'm getting cold now, so let's go for a test ride. So this is a more comfortable bike than the Vado SL. It doesn't have any front suspension, so it's a bike that is easy to live with. And again, I like that natural feel of this motor. The shifting action takes a little bit of time to get used to. You need to lift off the power before you shift. But the very big benefit is that the belt drive and that Shimano Alpine hub is basically maintenance free. And this is something you may not think about that often when you are testing commuter e-bikes, because maintenance cost is quite a large cost. Of course, you will wear out cassettes and chains a lot quicker than on a normal bike. And I think this drivetrain will cost you a little bit more money, but you will get that in return with much lower maintenance costs in the long run. So it's a very comfortable bike with an upright sitting position. It's got wide tires as well. And I would say this is a good bike for maybe shorter commutes, even though this motor can take you a long way. So to me, this is a typical city bike. So to summarize this bike, I think this bike is more of a comfortable city commuter bike, where you sit more upright. You can reach the ground with your feet when stopping at traffic lights. And of course, this is a bike with very low maintenance needs as well.
This wouldn't be a proper test if I didn't have anything to complain about, and price is always something to debate. There are cheaper mid-drive commuters available from other brands, but at the same time, Specialized is not a brand that leaves anything to chance. The motor integration is market leading, and details such as wind tunnel tested fenders with spoilers inside to divert water to the sides is rarely something that you'll find on cheaper brands. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.